I'm here with John 5 of Rob Zombie. Thank you for doing this interview with us today.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Now, of course, this is round 2 of the haunted houses. Have you had a chance to go through the houses or not yet?
Actually, no, but I'm waiting to go because I want to make sure it's all set up and everything's perfect and all that stuff. Because haunted houses and all that stuff, I love that stuff. You know, it's so important to me. I just have been looking forward to this show for a really long time, so I'm really excited to go through the mazes. And you know, when I'm home in LA, I go to all of them. So, but these are by far the best and craziest. Have you?
We went last year.
Yeah,
it was a blast.
Yeah,
so we went for this one too.
Yeah, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, it's cool that it's different houses too this year. We were worried that we're like, ooh, we bought the tickets before we knew, and we're like, are they going to be the same ones again? But no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Now, of course, you are working on a solo album, of course, or is it? I think is it completely done now?
Yeah, it's out and it's done. It's called Careful with That Axe, and it is you know, doing really well. Crazy, just like crazy instrumental music. And I'm doing the streaming concert October 18th, and it's like a pay-per-view thing. And I'm gonna play, you know, a bunch of songs from that, and Chris Broderick from Megadeth is gonna host it, and it's really, you know, you can get tickets at my website or stageit.com, and it's gonna be awesome. People can, like, you know, ask questions and do all sorts of cool stuff.
Now, what inspired the idea to stream a show? Did someone come to you, or did you go to somebody?
Well, they're always asking me to do, you know, live shows when I'm so busy, and so I thought this would be just a perfect way to do it.
Yeah, no, exactly right. It's a chance to get your solo stuff out there.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Now, of course, Rob Zombie too is working on his new album. Of course, everything's more or less done. Like, what kind of inspiration inspired that compared to, say, your solo album?
Well, they're two completely different things, and but I'll say, you know, this new Zombie record is my favorite by far. You know, it really is. Even if I wasn't in the band, I'd be like, oh, this is
awesome.
It's so cool, and I know Rob's really excited about it as well. So, you know, we're still working on it, and but it's a monster. You know, it really is a monster.
Now, like you said even if you weren't in Zombie, this one stands out. Like, what, if you can say, makes this one stand out from just?
I think just the songs. You know, the songs are, you know, it's all about those songs, and I think it's the songs are, you know, Rob did a great job with lyrics and melody, and the music's cool, and you know, so I'm super psyched about it.
That's good. No, so are we.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's currently in our rental car as we play, as we
good.
drive around.
Good.
But now, of course, too, you've just gone on the cover of Vintage Guitar.
Yes.
And what is your personal favorite vintage guitar that you own?
Well, I'll just say it's God, it's hard to explain. But the very first electric guitar, solid body electric guitar, was made in 1950. And there was like 126 of them before they changed it, but I have one of those 126. So that's one of my favorite.
That's cool.
Yeah, vintage guitars. It's called the Fender Broadcaster, and it is a huge honor to be on the cover of Vintage Guitar magazine because, you know, I get it all the time, and you know, I love reading it. You know, I have read it, you know, for years and years. So cool. It's great to be on the cover.
Now, of course, too, like when you play with Zombie, you have all kinds of unique guitars, masks, costumes, everything. Like, what inspires all the ideas for that? Like, does Zombie come in and pitch certain things, but like for your guitars, like of course the one with the neon in the inside, I don't know what that is on the inside.
Yeah, it's actually, it's what's inside of it is an antifreeze. So, you know, because it's that bright green, and then there's lights inside, and so, but the antifreeze is there so when I ship it overseas and it's cold, it won't freeze.
Oh,
and if it freezes, it'll crack, you know, so, but, no, I just, you know, I like coming up with all this crazy stuff because, you know, it's entertainment and people really enjoy it. You know, they like to see, different weird stuff, and I try to stretch my mind as much as possible and be creative to come up with cool stuff, because you know I like it. I like seeing things like that myself. You know, when I saw Ace's smoking guitar, you know, from Kiss and all that stuff, I love that stuff. You know?
Yeah, because not a lot of people do that anymore, so it's far and few between.
But I really like it, so that's what I do.
Yeah, no, and Rob Zombie's a perfect way to do it, because he too is very theatrical, very.
That's right.
So it's like
it's
2 and 2.
It is. It's perfect.
Now, final question. If you could give any personal advice to someone who's just picked up a guitar and wants to do what you do, what would be that one piece of advice that you could say?
Well, I would say, this is just from my experience. When I started playing guitar, I wanted to learn, you know, like, I don't know, like a Kiss song or something like that. So I would get to learn a little bit of that song, and then I was like hooked, you know, because, but if a teacher wants to teach you, like, you know, like Mary Had a Little Lamb, that's not very inspiring to a young kid. If he could learn how to play Love Gun or something like that, you know, that's a little bit more, you'll never put the guitar down if you know, you're learning to play one of your favorite songs on guitar. And that's what I would say, learn something you love.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, John, for doing this interview for Metal Titans. Before we finish, anything you'd like to say to your fans out there?
Just get ready for the new Zombie record and the streaming concert on October 18th, and check out my record, Careful with That Axe.